Welcome back to the channel. So, got the Fed meeting imminent, 3 minutes time, and I thought that we could look at the markets in real time. So we've got Bitcoin currently at the moment 3% up on the day, Ethereum nearly 2%, pretty much a green day to day in the crypto market. And let's have a quick look at the charts to find out what's going on. So the first one that I'm going to look at is the DXY, and you'll see that we spoke about the DXY recently, and we've just broke one level of resistance at 102.96, and that was going back to the 17th of March 20, and the next level of resistance, major level of resistance, goes back to the 1st of January 2017. So next major level of resistance, $103, and basically what this indicates is the strength in the dollar. So we've currently got a strong dollar at the moment, which indicates weakness in the normal standard markets, and that includes cryptocurrency. So depending on what happens in the Fed meeting, we'll probably see some real-time action now. It's on in 2 minutes time. So that's the first thing that I wanted to show you, was the DXY, and ultimately if there's bad news today, we've got 50 basis points. It's already built into the market, so that's expected with a high probability. There is talks of a 75 basis point, but that's probably just rumours, and it's likely that we will only get the 50 standard basis points. So 0.5% increase is expected. So we've got 5 FOMC meetings currently until the end of the year, and it's likely that there's probably going to be 200 basis points built in from now until the end of the year, which is a 2% increase in interest rates. So weakness in the market and strength in the dollar at the moment. People see the dollar as it's basically, when there's weakness in the market, people are going to go into the dollar, and they see that as the stronger currency. So the way that it works is, currently at the moment, the reason why the markets are weak is because of inflation. We've got high inflation, we've got geopolitical events which don't help the matter. We've had the pandemic, which has created, certainly just as an example with the dollar, between 40 and 50% more dollars in existence than previously. So we had a big rally with the stock markets last year. We had the bull run of the crypto market because all this additional money was put into circulation. But the problem with that is the people that have got the money, they can't buy as much. So we've had inflation officially around 7% year on year now for the last 2 years, which is a 14% increase in the prices of things, and that's the official numbers, and it's different depending on whereabouts you are. But you can see that the price of fuel's gone up, the price of housing, everything's gone up, rent's gone up, just everything's gone up, and it's certainly more than 7% in real time. So everything's going into the dollar at the moment, and if you remember, the dollar's an inflationary asset, and that's why we've got the 7% and 7%, 14% official numbers increase, which is completely debatable, but that's a inflationary asset, and we know that Bitcoin's a deflationary asset. So this is the reason why people are saying hedge your money against Bitcoin, and that is the reason because we know that there's 21 million Bitcoins in existence, and the more that time progresses and the more that gets mined, the less they are in circulation and the more they are in demand. So we know that that's getting it's getting more and more popular, and I'm not saying that you need to go and buy Bitcoin now. I'm not a financial advisor. This is just something that I'm observing myself. So that's inflationary and deflationary assets. If we'll have a quick look at the USDT, and again we said that when there's weakness in the market, there's strength in the USDT dominance, and that's because people are selling the cryptocurrency and going into stable assets. And when there's weakness in the USDT, then cryptocurrencies get a chance to run, and that's because obviously people are buying them, coming out of them and going into cryptocurrencies. So we're at an indecision point in the market now, and if we have a quick look at the indicators, we're veering, 58 on the RSI and around 50 on the stochastic. So room for the upside, room for the downside, depends on what happens. So I think the meeting's started, or it's about to start soon, so we'll probably see some reaction in the market very shortly. I just want to show you one more thing before that, is the Bitcoin dominance. And again, we said that Bitcoin dominance, we marked this down here and we said we're likely to get a bit of sideways action. Some of the altcoins will get a chance to run. Some of the altcoins didn't. Some of the altcoins stagnated, but this is indecision in the market, and when we get a bit of strength from this, from Bitcoin, it doesn't necessarily mean that Bitcoin's going up. It just means that Bitcoin's outperforming the rest of the market. So it's not bleeding. Most of the time it's not bleeding as much as what the rest of the market is. You know that the alts have had a really bad dip in comparison to Bitcoin, which is conservative, which has dropped around about 50%. A bit less than 50, but between 40 and 45%, currently sitting from its all-time high. So that's the Bitcoin dominance, and again we've created a bit of a pennant here. So we've had the run, we've created the pennant, and depending on what the news is, if it's negative news and Bitcoin bleeds and the rest of the altcoins bleed even further, you'll see that this will start creeping upwards. The USDT will start creeping upwards, and the Dixie, also the strength in the dollar, will probably start creeping upwards. So have a quick look at Bitcoin next, and you'll see that we've had a green day on Bitcoin, and the market, I'll go into the 4 hour. The market reacted well today, so we had the pump up. We didn't manage to get the break in the close below 39,140, which would have indicated a bit of strength in the market. So we did push up a lot higher than that, but it's been pushed straight back down, and we'll see we've got a bit of a bearish candle coming here where we've pushed price action right up to these levels, and the sellers are pushing it right back down again at the moment. And again, this will be indicated by whatever is expected or will happen in the Fed meeting. So that's Bitcoin. I'll just give you a couple of examples actually while I'm here, of inflation, an inflationary asset versus a deflationary asset, and you'll see that the issue that we're having at the moment, and the reason why there's problems in the market, is, I'll just get my, if you imagine that you've got $10,000 in a savings account in 2020, just bear with me on this, guys. So you've got $10,000 in 2020, and you've got that sitting in the bank, and we've got interest sitting at, previously in 2020 it was 0.25%. So you're looking at $25. So you've made $25, and inflation was 7%. Official numbers were 7%. So although that you've got $10,025, your $10,025 can actually buy £9,323 worth of stuff. So although that, yeah, you've got $25 extra, and you're getting your 0.25, your 0.25% from the bank, you've got inflation to contend with. And if you keep doing this time and time again, you can't really buy much with your $10,000 overall. It's getting its 0.25%. I know that it's expected to go up to 2% by the end of the year, but if you've got inflation rocketing at between levels of 7, 10, and people are even saying 20%, then regardless of whether it's 0.25 or 2%, you're going to be worse off. So that's my rant on inflation, and leave me a comment and let me know what you think yourself. I'm going to have a quick look at some altcoins now. Right, we'll start with Ethereum. So it's had a little bit more strength than what Bitcoin has, and we're still trading in this upwards trend at the moment. Overall, we're bearish. This is the daily, don't forget. So we're bearish short term, but we haven't managed to make this lower low yet. So currently trading in this wedge, and it's looking like we're going to get to the end of the wedge. Again, we don't know what's going to happen with the meeting. It looks like it's delayed at the moment. I'm not sure whether it's actually on or delayed, but we're probably going to continue trading in this, and then we'll see whether we get the break to the downside or the upside. So we have been previously trading pretty much sideways in a range until then, so the indication of whether it's going to go up or down isn't fully apparent. Quick look at Avax. And strong support in Avax is at $38. Next line of resistance is at just under $72, and we mentioned we previously made an equal AB equals CD measured move here, and we were looking for some kind of a reversal signal. Haven't got that as yet. What I'd like to see is a double bottom, a high candle wick, capitulation wick, where the buyers have managed to push the prices back up, followed by we've got the stochastics, which have pretty much bottomed out, and then they're on the way back up. So we'll have a look on that one, but ultimately what I want to see is a close above 62.55 on the daily, and then we can come back and test these previous levels here. So we've got this like I mentioned previously, 71.87, a conservative 67.45, which was the previous swing low on the way down on this here. So that's Avax. Have a quick look at Phantom. We've been talking about Phantom quite a lot on this channel, and Phantom is currently sitting at 78 cents. So it went down. We mentioned 64 cents previously, and it's got quite a way to get up to test these previous swing lows here, which is trading back at just above $1. So a bit of positive news from Phantom, a bit of positive news in the market, and we'll probably get a good pump from Phantom, but there's a good possibility again that it could come back and test these levels here. If we get negative news, really negative news, we're looking at 42, 43 cents as the next level of support, but it's unlikely in my opinion, because that's another 50% drop nearly from where it is now. So Phantom's rock bottom oversold at the moment. And like I say, we're trading at $3.50 on Phantom, so 78 cents at the moment doesn't seem too much of a bad deal to ladder into. At Solana at support now, and again, we're not getting too much reaction from the market, so let's go into the hourly, see if there's anything apparent. Massive indecision. So signaled by this doji, massive indecision here. Currently at support on Solana, and levels that we need to hold. Between 85.37 and 84.74 to see some kind of indication of a reversal if we come back and test these levels. We're trading in an up range at the moment, and as you see, the market can't really decide. It's a bullish candle at the moment, but it's being pushed up and down at the moment, so we're undecided. Quick look at Cardano. On the hourly this, so Cardano, we've been trending downwards for some time, indicated by this, quite some time now, and Cardano's just actually broke the 200 moving average on the 1 hour chart. So broke the 200 moving average, and that's shown me a little bit of strength in the market as far as Cardano's concerned anyway. You're likely to get a retest round here, possibly a pullback just below the 200 moving average to the top of this range here, which is signaled at 79 cents. And if we can see any kind of strength in the market, a good volume signal as an example, we got a good volume signal here, but don't forget this is just the hourly. and there's a lot of indecision going on in Cardano again at the moment. So we're probably coming back, test these levels again, and we don't want to be buying now. We want to see confirmation, a reaction from the confirmation, some form of volume, higher high, higher close candle, and then we can start looking at next levels of resistance. Currently at 90 cents. So Cardano's trading at 83 cents at the moment, and this is completely dependent on whether you're trading or investing, don't forget. And this is not financial advice. If you are trading, you should have your own rule set. Otherwise you can't monitor consistency whatsoever. And I don't need to tell you guys that anyway, but completely different stories, trading and investing. As I always say, your trading is your job, your investing is your pension. So let's have a quick look at Bitcoin now and see what's kind of reaction it's having, and let's go into a lower time frame and let's have a look at the 3-minute chart. It's hard to tell on that. We'll have a look at the 15. It's just massive indecision. This always happens when there's the FOMC meeting. It's indecision, and then people will ask questions, and then they'll say something, and you'll get the big green candle, and then they'll say something negative, and you get the big red candle, and it's just a trader's nightmare as far as the predictability of it's concerned, because the patterns just got completely out the window. So it's interesting, you see come down here, negative news, he said something positive, coming back up again. It's quite interesting to watch actually. I have one more altcoin now. Let's have a look. Near on the daily, pushed up, trying to get the higher close. Market's reacted, sell wall, bears have pushed it straight back down again. So obviously not at the end of the day yet with near, but bearish overall. Probably come back and test this trend line here. I'll test these levels here and get a capitulation coming back up, pushing it back into the trend line if we got a bit of price action here. But I mean, we're in May now, and we all know the saying, walk away, sell in May, walk away. And it's just where the institutions sell it, go on holiday, come back September, and then start all over again. So that's something to look out for as well. We know that we've got the geopolitical events that are happening in Russia and Ukraine, and obviously inflation's skyrocketing at the moment, so people can't afford as much stuff, people haven't got as much money to invest in stocks, people haven't got as much money to invest in cryptocurrency. So whereas you've got money printing, this year you've got inflation, people have got less money, people are struggling, people that could barely afford to pay their bills before, and their energy bills can't afford to pay them now. So it's how are they going to get money to invest in cryptocurrency or stocks or anything like that? In fact, it's the opposite. Liquidity gets taken out of the market, and it gets purposely taken out of the market to be able to have a reset again at a later date. So it's probably going to be a ranging market this year, in my opinion, where the market's not actually going to do anything. You might get a bad capitulation event of some sort, similar to the COVID crash in 2020 or previous crashes before that, but they always happen. And as long as you've got, as long as you apply your good risk management and you've got a good, well split portfolio of off-risk assets in these situations, then it gives you an advantage when the market resets again. And even in ranging markets, it's good to be able to accumulate more, offset at higher levels, because the predictability is there. As long as you're ignoring the news and you're just looking at the charts on the higher time frames during a bear market, you can actually do quite well out of it. The thing is just educate yourself. There's plenty of things out there that you can educate yourself on, and you get a greater understanding of things. It's amazing how the markets react to actual world events, and how you can predict by looking at a chart when something's overbought or oversold, when a mass reset is expected again, and at some point very soon, in my opinion, we will get that. So near, if we do close above this, by the way, I should say that the bullish scenario is if we do close above this here, regardless of whether we get the higher close, it's showing that we've held support at the 200 moving average, and the bulls will possibly look for opportunities to buy at that in the next candle day. So I hope you like the video, guys. Give us a like, give us a subscribe. I can't believe how much we've grown over the last, we've only been doing this week and a half. So I appreciate everything from you guys, much appreciated. Thank you. Subscribe to the channel, like the content. Goodbye. Have a good day, everyone.